Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MRC. It is the Tier 3 boys who are having their race today. We are around Monza today. It should be a very, very interesting race. Some very low wings, some very high speeds down the straight. All in all, it is shaping up to be a pretty spectacular race today. The Tier 3 boys are showing that they've got some serious pace at the moment. The title is still very much open as we are at the start of the season. So, we are very much looking forward to this race. I should have a co-com joining me any minute, we hope. But for now, we will join us. The first person who is going to take us round a lap of Monza is the Scotsman himself, Night Shadow. It's Gav, so we will jump on board with him as he comes down towards Parabolica. You want to have a really, really good exit out of here onto a DRS straight. You want to be carrying as much speed as it is humanly possible to carry. All the way down, very, very high top speed. You'll probably reach around 210 to 215 depending on your wings. Brake about 150 meters, nice and hard. Carrying second gear through turns 1 and 2. Get the traction on as good as possible out of 2 as you can, because then you're going to get to the Curva Grande and you want to be carrying as much speed as possible around here. All the way down to the chicane. You're going to brake really hard around 100 meters down to third gear and throw it in. Get as good a traction as possible. Next, into the 2 Lesmos. Really hard braking down to about 5th gear. Throw it in, carry the power, and then brake just after the 50-meter board back down to 5th. That was very well done from Gav there. Carried some good speed, good traction. On to the next DRS straight. Again, carrying as much speed as you possibly can. Then you're going to brake around 100 meters and throw it into Ascari in 5th gear. You want to be aiming for 6th gear by exit. And then you're going to take the straight, ideally carrying as much speed as possible. You can bleed time all the way down here with a poor exit from Ascari into Parabolica, braking really late around 50 meters, throwing it in. Gav takes it in 5th gear very nicely. Get on the power as soon as possible. And his bank lap is going to be a 1 minute 21.2. That's not a bad little bank lap. Connor unfortunately invalidated a 20.9, so that would have put him on pole. Is Adamski just starting or just finishing a lap? I think he's just starting, so we'll jump back to him. Scottish Ninja is on mediums, so this will be interesting to see what he can manage on a set of medium tyres. Takes Parabolica very, very nicely in 5th gear. On the power, nice and early, very good job. And on a set of mediums, he's going to do a 21.4. That is a very, very nice banker on mediums. And good evening to you, Stefan. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hello, Simon. I'm really sorry for the delay, but yeah, good evening to you as well. Nice to be back here with you. And
yeah, it's only been a couple of weeks since we last were on comms together.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, feels like an eternity, but it has been some time actually. But yeah, nice that we can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Flaherty with a 21 dead. Very nice lap from him.
Oh, definitely. That's a very decent lap to begin with.
Oh, BFD Ross is retired. Oh, he lost it out of Ascari. That is very, very easy to do.
Yes, that's unfortunate, but you gotta risk it if you want to push on this track.
Gotta risk it for a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Here comes Wookie. What's he gonna manage? A 1 minute 20.5. Very nice lap.
Really good lap, yes.
Airways retiring from the session as he's not allowed to set a lap.
Okay, he's the panel.
We are on board with Hive Eclipse. Ooh, carried some really good speed through the first Lesmo. So what do you think of Monza, Stefan? How did you find your race this week?
Oh, it's a difficult topic. But I mean, I was looking forward to this race. I raced in MRC on Friday, and I had really good race pace.
Yep.
So without any kind of practice, I was very optimistic. But then, in quali, not the best lap, and especially in quali, it got so competitive. I mean, almost the whole field had a 1:19 as a lap.
Yeah.
And the top, I think the pole lap was even a 1:18.7.
It was disgustingly quick from Benny, yeah.
Yeah, incredible. So I was P16, that was ill, but yeah. And usually in the rain, I'm more confident. I mean, I like it to race in the rain.
Yep.
But I mean, it started quite well. I could get it to the top 10. I was around, P9, P10, P11 most of the time.
Yeah.
But then in the end, I was just a bit unlucky at some restarts and some situations,
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're in a battle and you're not positioned well, you might as well lose out 2 places.
Yeah.
Because everyone is eager to pass you, and in the end, I could have got a point, but I spun in the last lap. Don't know why.
Yeah.
And I got into a fight where I lost the DRS, and if you lose the DRS, you are.
You're lost around here if you lose the DRS, unfortunately.
Yes, you can't simply, even if you're faster, you cannot make it up. It's almost a second.
No.
Left. And once I closed in on the guy ahead, he got DRS as well, so
You're then stuck, yeah.
Just unlucky, yes. I mean, I can summarize my whole season with that word.
Oh, bless you. There's a lot of races to go, yeah. Anything can happen.
Still without any points, this has never happened at MRC so far, although I have to say that Tier 1 is getting more competitive every season. It's ridiculously fast by now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole of Tier 1 is just such a strong tier right now.
Yeah, I'm not even expecting a top 5 finish or a podium, but just some points would be nice, but it's not working.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. Like I say, it's a long season yet.
So I guess you're the expert now. I mean, you're faster than you at the moment, so...
Look, I got very, very lucky with a strategy call on Monday. Very lucky. Yeah, everyone pitted, and I was like, I don't think it's Slick's time yet. And I was kind of watching the delta behind me like, oh yeah, I'm still fine. And then over the course of one lap, I went from 23 seconds ahead to like 20 seconds ahead, and I was like, okay, I think it's time to pit. And a safety car came out. So I got really, really lucky with my strategy call on Monday.
It was really strange, like the track appeared completely dry, but there was literally no grip, and everyone was spinning out of the lane. But thankfully, I was warned because I saw it, and people warned me as well.
Yeah.
So actually, I felt okay on the slick tires when I went out, but then the safety car came.
One thing I've learned about this game is the track can look completely dry.
Yes.
And yet, when you're driving on it, it really does not feel it. So everyone was like, oh, the track looks dry, I'm going to go in and pit. And I was like, I'm going to give it a couple of laps yet. I've learned from my mistakes.
Yeah, but it's nice, I think, because it's a bit more of a gamble then. I mean, it would bore me if you could immediately see, okay, that's for inters, that this is for wets, and this is for dry tires. So
yeah.
Then there is no strategy involved anymore.
No, exactly.
Well, coming back to this qualifying session, we got a new leader, which is Stu with a 120.2.
It's a very nice lap from Stoob.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good chance we could break into the 1 minute 19s here today.
will be faster than what I managed to do Monday.
I mean, I was sat in the 1 minute 20s on Monday thinking I've absolutely reached my limit here, and then somehow managed to pull a pretty decent lap out right at the end, which seems to be my MO. I look like I'm doing terrible and then suddenly pull a lap out of absolutely nowhere.
But I mean, that's sounds like you're complaining, but it sounds pretty good.
I mean, it would be nice if I could do a good lap at the start and think, oh, right, now I can just see if I can beat it, rather than getting to my last lap and thinking, if I don't find about 8/10 here, then I'm in a really bad position.
Well, for me, it's usually the other way around. I mean, usually I have a nice banker lap, but in the last run, when you have the best track conditions, I usually barely improve. So this is where I really need to step up my game in qualifying.
It's really easy in your last lap to just push too hard and just make those little mistakes, you know?
That's true, yes. It's of course you're kind of committed, and sometimes you're too committed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, we had Toe Burrito, who's making his debut, having a little bit of a moment out of turn 1 there.
Oh, I didn't realize we got a new driver.
Yes, Toe Burrito making his debut today, so it'll be very interesting to see how he does. He hasn't set a lap yet, but there's still time.
More than enough time, yeah. Many people haven't set a lap, actually.
Most of those are tier 2s. The only ones I think left to set laps are Connor and Toe Burrito.
Yeah, I was about to say when I was looking at the names, Bergen, for example, I think they are not even allowed to set a lap, right?
No, they're not allowed to set laps anymore. Naked Champ just gets himself up into P10.
Very close.
It's really, really close. From about P6 all the way down to P11 is all within about 4/10. To P12 is within 4/10, really, actually.
Yeah, the lap times around here are extremely close in general. I guess on Monday we had like 4 drivers within half 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's incredibly close. So
yeah, it's not a short track, but because it's such a high-speed track, the times can be really, really close here.
Yes, there are not many corners, and I'm just curious if we're gonna see some team play. If some drivers will give each other some slipstream, which can be extremely effective around here, obviously.
Really effective. I did that, oh gosh, probably 4 or 5 seasons ago now when I was in a team with Melvin, and he gave me a tow down the main straight, and I found about 1/10.5, 2/10 just by using the slipstream. It's crazy how strong it is.
Yes, definitely. And if you do it well, you might as well just sit quite closely behind another driver on his fast lap, but if he's fast and not holding you up and he doesn't make any mistakes, you can basically get a free slipstream throughout the lap.
Also provided that you're good at driving in dirty air, because that can also have a negative effect on your lap.
That's true, but I think in the slow chicanes it's not that much of an issue. Also, this game, the dirty air effect is barely existing, in my opinion. I mean, I don't really feel it. Maybe during Ascari it can be a problem.
Mose is the worst one on this track for being in dirty air. At least that's what I found on Monday.
Yeah, the lessons are quite difficult to take. You tend to understeer a little bit there.
Yeah. So easy to understeer in the Lesmos.
You gotta remember that everyone is on pretty much no wings at all.
Yeah, that does not help.
Almost. Exactly, yeah.
I think I was running 4-1 on Monday, and it was terrifying at times.
I think I had a little bit more, but only because it said that there was rain in the race. So
I
added
used my flawless system and decided it wasn't going to rain. So used my dry setup, got to the track and went, oh no. I've made a mistake here.
You have been told, so...
It's never let me down in the past, ever, and I got to the grid and went, oh, it's let me down, why?
I mean, it was... I was quite happy, actually, to start quite further down the back, because I know how chaotic it can be in turn 1 around here, especially...
Oh, yeah.
And I was not disappointed, I was correct. So.
I said a prayer to Michael Schumacher and hoped that I made it through turn 1 unaffected.
Basically, when I was turning into turn 1 normally, and everyone was just going straight on, basically.
Yeah.
They almost didn't make the call, but Connor's taking it to the extreme. I said we are running basically no wings, but of course he had to take it literally.
Oh, he's literally doesn't have a wing. Oh, that's a shame. So he's not going to set a time, unfortunately.
Well, I need to mind my words better. He's just...
Yes, when we said no wings, Connor, we didn't quite mean that.
Yeah. I need to be more specific about that.
Yeah. How's Stoob going to be at the end of the first sector? He's getting a bit of a tow from a car ahead here. This could work out quite well for him. 10th and a half up in the first sector. Very, very tidy through the chicane. Ooh, 20 dead from Flaherty.
Wow. Really good. Really fast one. I think Stoop has got a really great distance to the car. It's not holding him up, but might get a little bit of slipstream for sure.
Oh, he's lost a bit of time in the middle sector, though.
Oh, a little bit.
Looks like he was a little bit understeering in the dirty air through Ascari.
Yes, he couldn't carry as much speed as he should have. Not early on the throttle in Parabolica, yeah.
I think this could be quite close. A 19.7! He found a lot of time in that final sector.
Wow. Yeah, much more than I expected. I didn't expect he would find 10th. I mean, I don't know what... maybe he did a mistake there on the previous lap, but that was a big improvement.
Yeah, I assume he must have made a mistake around Parabolica the last time.
Probably yes, because he could have gone even faster to a car.
Yeah.
That is not improving, flat is not improving. What does Adamski do? No, he's back. He's back up as well, so that's qualifying done.
That is qualifying done. So our tier 3s, Stoob will take pole, followed by Flaherty, Hyperclips, Triz, Wookie, Night Shadow, Scottish Ninja, Smith, Naked Champ, Avinash, B17, Tobarito, Adamski, and Connor will bring up P14. That is a huge lap from Stoob. 119.7 is a very, very good lap from a tier 3 boy.
I mean, he would have been at least close to the top 10 tier 1. So,
yeah, absolutely. That's a really good lap.
Really, really fast.
But the key around Monza I found is doing one lap isn't too bad around Monza. Having consistency over however many laps it is, that's where it gets really tricky around Monza.
It does, and during the race, there are so many other factors coming into play, like what about your ERS management?
Yeah.
Are you able to break the DRS maybe when people are starting to fight behind you?
Yep.
How do you position yourself well? When do you attack? When do you say, oh, I'm just sitting back, or maybe I will also let the guy behind me pass?
Yep.
because it's not worth putting in too much of a fight. So it's really, really a complicated issue around here.
It is, yeah. It's so easy down the pit straight to sort of waste all of your ERS defending, but then it doesn't come back very quickly around Monza, so you get back round to the DRS straight, and unless you've cleared that 1 second gap, suddenly you're vulnerable.
You are. I mean, in the long run, it's really hard to defend against that.
I think it's better in this situation, unless you're in a DRS train and you're going to lose about 3 places at once, you're better to just give the position up and then take it back the next lap. It'll be back and forth lap after lap, but otherwise you're just going to waste your ERS.
Yeah, I mean, you have some heavy braking zones on this track, so you can actually recover it quite quickly, of course. But if you are in a train, you cannot save too much, because otherwise the cars behind are going to start passing you.
Yeah. Yeah, around places like Curva Grande, the slipstream is so powerful on this game, I noticed.
Yes, it's almost too big, because the following chicane is so tight, it's hard to overtake it. You can do it, also because you can ride the inside curb again on this game.
Oh, we've readied up really quickly today.
Did someone press, maybe?
I think someone's readied up. Red flagging, unfortunately. So we are going to take off. We will be back very shortly, everyone. We are so sorry about this. We will see you very shortly.